just said I have to be fast, right? This is very new to me, and I'm just going to tell my story and a few things about the marriage equality journey. How's the microphone doing? Okay? Terrible. Well, we all have had this experience. We know how hard this is. Marriage equality journey. I want to tell you about my journey. My journey is that I am a married Roman Catholic priest. Except that I can't say Roman Catholic anymore, so I'm a married Catholic priest. Yes. And my journey has been from loving the priesthood, being a missionary in Mexico, to knowing that I wanted to be married. And 3.5 years ago, I married my wife, Lee Kramer, who is an Episcopal woman who introduced me to the Episcopal Church. And now I am assistant pastor at an Episcopal church called St. Mark's on the Hill in Pikesville. That is my journey. And that is what I want to share with you all this morning. The journey of a man or a woman who is brave enough to ask the question, am I attracted to someone of the same sex as myself? Marriage equality. When I was in Mexico in 1980s as a young priest, I had a nun, a religious woman, come to confession, and she was upset, and she kept saying, Padre, me da pena, which means, Father, I'm embarrassed, I am ashamed. And this is a nun who was very dedicated to working with the poor in Mexico City. I'm like, what's going on? She finally was able to say, I am attracted to women. And I think she wanted me, or expected me, to yell and scream and tell her what the Roman Catholic Church taught. That's not what I believe. I didn't know what to do. So like a good Latino Puerto Rican, when you don't know what to do, I went up and hugged her. It opened her heart and soul, and she was able to talk about her journey of this is what's going on in my life. For me, that's what we are trying to do, to open up people so they can tell the story, whatever it is, straight, gay, whatever it is. That's what excites us about being clergy and about leading people to God. There's right now, my life has taken me to a few places. One is St. Mark's on the Hill, where I preach the word to immigrants. On Saturday, I feel like I'm back in Mexico. It has been a real blessing. But some of my Episcopal colleagues have asked me, why don't I become an Episcopal priest? Not yet. I still want to be a married Catholic priest. Maybe someday I'll be joining you all, but not yet. That's not my journey, okay? The other thing I want to mention is that I have been called to work with the House of Ruth Maryland, which is domestic violence. I work with the perpetrators, Latino, male, macho perpetrators. If we don't work with them, the work of domestic violence is going to suffer. What a beautiful calling that is, to work with these men. And I'd like to finish with this journey experience that's very personal to me. I'm the second oldest of 14 kids. Same mom and dad. Puerto Rican Catholic family, okay? My younger siblings, and I'm a Vatican II baby, all right? I studied Vatican II, which means liberal, which means progressive, which means ecumenical, which means this, what we're doing this morning. My younger brothers and sisters, for some reason, have become very conservative, very old style. So my little brother called to tell me, do you know that your nephew has come out and he's gay? You have got to talk to him and tell him to get straight, or what do you have to tell him? This is on the phone, I'm like, it so happened that my nephew was married and already had 2 children. And in the midst of that, had the courage to say, that's not who I am. So my little conservative brother wanted me to straighten him out. I said, you know what, I've already talked to our nephew, and I told him, Anthony, you are correct. courageous. Your children and your wife are going to thank you. Right now, things are going to be really hard, but they are going to thank you. To have the courage to say, this is not who I am. Right now, he's living in the same town as his wife and his 2 kids, and things are happening. But I still have my little brothers and sisters who are conservative saying, correct them, tell them that they're wrong. And all I can say is, wow, God, courage, marriage equality. Thank you. Have a great